All right. Now, welcome to the introduction to verbs. Okay. So far in this course, we've covered the structure of English sentences. We've covered what nouns are. Now we're going to cover the next major part of an English sentence, the verb. Okay. The verb is very important, and there's many different types of verbs. We're not going to cover all of those types in this course, but by the end of this lesson, you should have a good idea of what a verb is and how to identify it. So, what is a verb? A verb is just a word in English that we use to describe an action, a state, or an occurrence. Okay, it's the main part of the predicate of a sentence. Okay, so if we take a look at this example sentence, the dog runs down the street. All right, it's a sentence we've been using. We can identify the verb by looking for the action. Okay, what's the action in this sentence? And the dog runs. Okay, running or runs is the action. That is the verb. Okay, this is the action that the subject, remember, the person that the sentence is about, is doing. Okay. Now, verbs can tell a person the time that the action is taking place. It can tell us if it's happening in the past. Is it happening in the present? Is it happening in the future? All right. And to tell the person what time it's happening in, we have to change the verb according to that time. Okay. So if it's in the past, for most verbs, all we do is we add ed to the end. Okay, so for example, the verb to talk, if we're talking about someone who talked in the past, okay, did the action talk in the past, we just add ed. That's talked in the past. Okay, if they're doing the action now, okay, in this moment, it's called the present. We do two things, okay, depending on the subject, okay. We either add an S or we add nothing. It's unchanged, okay. And we'll go more into that rule in the next course when we completely cover verbs. But right now, I just want you to be familiar with the different tenses and the different types of rules, okay. And the last one is the future. This is things that are going to happen but have not yet happened, okay? And this one's very easy. All we do is add the word will in front of the verb, okay? So will talk. So one more time. Past, ed, present, either it's unchanged or we add s, and future is will, okay? Now, unfortunately, not every verb is going to follow these rules, but these are the main rules, and it's a good place to start before you get into the more confusing parts of verb changing. Now, there's different types of verbs, okay? We've been covering action verbs in our examples, okay? An action verb is just a word that shows some type of action. Talking, running, swimming, okay? Those are all actions. So if you look here, the dog runs down the street. Runs is an action that the dog is doing. So therefore, it's an action verb, okay? But we also have different types of verbs. We have verbs called helping verbs or modal verbs, okay? Now, helping verbs are just verbs that help the main verb, okay? So if you look here, she is standing on the table. There's actually two verbs in this sentence, is and standing. Standing is the main verb, okay? It's the main action. It's what the subject is doing. But is a helping verb, okay? It helps us know a little bit more about the main verb, okay? So is standing, okay, is the verb phrase. It's the helping verb is plus the main verb standing. Then we have verbs like modal verbs, okay? Modal verbs express possibility. Okay, so for example, here we have he could fly in the morning. Fly is going to be our main verb. It's that action that the subject is doing. But could, okay, gives us more information about the verb. Okay, he could fly. This means it's a possibility. Okay, it's something he can do in the morning. Okay, so helping verbs and modal verbs kind of alter our main verbs. They give us more detail, more expression. Okay, and these are just a few forms verbs can take. There's many different forms, and we'll cover these forms in another course. Right now, the purpose is just to familiarize yourselves with verbs. So let's take a look at some examples. The cat licks his paws. Okay, licks is just a main verb. Okay, so that's all we have in this sentence. Licks. But here, the cat is licking his paws. Okay, so is licking is now changed from licks, right? Is licking has a helping verb. So now the sentence has changed. Okay, the cat licks his paws. The cat is licking his paws. Okay, so we use these verbs to change the meaning of our sentence. And the last one, the cat could lick his paws. Okay, excuse this error, it should be cat. The cat could lick his paws. Okay, now we've added a modal verb instead of a helping verb, and we've changed the meaning of the sentence. The cat could lick his paws means that it's possible. He can do it. He's not doing it, but he can do it. It's possible. Okay, so just take a look at these examples to see how verbs can change the meaning of a sentence. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this sentence and try and identify the verbs yourself. Okay, so go ahead and press pause, take some time to identify them, and when you're ready, start the lesson again and we'll cover the answers. All right? All right, so hopefully it was easy for you to identify the verbs in these sentences. Let's go ahead and check the answers. So the first one, the boy ate grapes. Ate is the main verb in this sentence. It's the action that the boy is doing. Okay, he ate the grapes. Next, is dancing is the verbs in this sentence. She is dancing on the table. Okay, here we have two verbs. Is the helping verb. Dancing is the main verb. And the last one, the bear could be in the cave. Okay, could be is or are the verbs in this sentence. Could is that modal verb we talked about, the possibility, and be is the main verb. It's a state, could be in the cave. All right, so that was just a quick overview of verbs. Again, there's much more we need to talk about, but this course is just, again, to give you a solid groundwork or a solid foundation of English grammar so that you're able to easily add on to what you know about English. So, again, watch this course again, review it, make sure you clearly understand what verbs do and what they are. And I will see you on the next lesson. Bye.